Welcome to a Champions League review special with a European expert. It's Cristiano Hamel.
Oh, thank you, mate. And we are clashing. 50 Shades of Red. Obviously didn't get the memo this morning. Normally sends me a WhatsApp message. Embarrassing.
What can you do? Last night's games were so good, we can't not talk about them. 14 goals, 18 bookings, 1 penalty scored, 1 penalty missed, and of course, an own goal. Boy, oh boy, am I excited. Let's kick this fucker off.
You definitely had your Weetabix this morning, didn't you?
Not yet, actually.
What better place to start, Joseph, than
Yes.
Manchester City versus Monaco? That game was chicken oriental. 5-3, and we probably could have predicted it, couldn't we? Monaco have scored 79 goals in the league this season.
Jesus
Manchester
Christ.
City have scored nearly 60, but both teams have conceded the most amount of goals in the top 4 in their respective leagues. So, score for fun, concede quite a lot too.
Yeah, and it happened in this game, didn't it? It is officially the highest scoring first leg in UEFA Champions League last 16 history. Jesus Christ, was I excited when the goals started flying in. It was a tale of 2 shit defences and 2 immense attacks. At one end, you had John Stones like a Bambi on ice. At the other, you had Subasic making Wayne Shaw's pie-eating antics look decent. Deary me, the defences were a disgrace. But going forward, the players were special. Leroy Sané in particular, Hamel.
He did catch the eye, my friend, and let me read you a few stats. Leroy Sané's last night, this is how his game reads. A 90% pass accuracy. 4 take-ons, 2 chances created, 1 goal and 1 assist. Now, he took his goal extremely well, but I want to talk about the assist leading up to Sterling's goal because he took on 3 men on the build-up to that situation.
So good.
Showing high levels of confidence. He's got 3 in his last 4 now. The kid is on an absolute flyer. David Silva did have to sort of arrest that situation, slipped him in, but that through ball, lovely. And can't speak highly enough of the guy. And that front 3 is looking extremely dynamic. Tell me about the guy on the other wing.
Yeah, the guy on the other wing didn't have a bad day either, did he? Raheem Sterling.
Raheem?
Deary me, he was on fire last night. 100% take-on completion, 93% pass accuracy, 2 shots, 1 goal, 1 assist. He was on fire down that wing. The Monaco fullbacks, very good going forward, slightly suspect.
Their delivery was
going
insane.
backwards. Yeah, their delivery into the Man City box was great. Their delivery in defensive output was not. Raheem Sterling was on fire, obviously got his goal, linking really well with Leroy Sané and the main man up front, Sergio Aguero.
Sergio Aguero. Let's read off some more stats, because that's what we like to do. We like to throw information at you guys. 4 shots, 4 tackles. He put in an absolute shift, particularly when he was robbed of the ball on the halfway line at about the 70th minute. Flies
Straight back,
wins it, plays it down the line. That is work ethic for you. 2 crosses, 2 goals and an assist. So it's an all-round performance, and he's coming back to defy some of his critics who kind of have been questioning his attitude. Is he going in the summer? Is his head elsewhere? Well, clearly not, because he applied himself emphatically here, and this is his first 2 goals in 6 games, so he's back with a bang. Obviously, that goal of the week was accredited to a defender.
Disappointing.
So, Gabriel Jesus,
Yeah, pretty much. But great game. Pep Guardiola, not happy bunny with his defence. But he knows they have to score goals. He said in his post-match interview, we're going to fly to Monaco to score as many goals as possible. If we don't score in Monaco, we will be eliminated. Probably true, because your defence is absolute shit, so you're going to have to rely on Sergio Aguero to bang a hattie.
Right, so let's dissect those Monaco centre forwards and that Manchester City defence rather than just throwing adjectives at these guys. Starting with El Tigre, Radamel Falcao, whose link-up play with Kylian Mbappe, who you're going to talk about later, was out of this world, as was that chip against Willy Caballero that is illegal in 74 countries across the world.
Orgasmic.
Caballero's head is still on the wrong way round. John Stones is still looking at the stars. Probably my favourite finish of this season.
Yeah.
How do you chip a 6'5" goalkeeper from 12 yards?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Insane. But anyway, I actually want to defend Otamendi a little bit because the BT pundits gave him a lot of stick after the game.
Apart.
Specifically Richard Dunn, who scored more own goals than, I care to remember. Now, in this system, he flies forward, doesn't he, and meets the centre forward while John Stones sits back and mops up, much like David Luiz and Azpilicueta, which does leave him open to some incidences where he looks particularly silly. But he made 6 tackles in this game, regardless of him getting turned inside out by Kylian Mbappe. He put in 6 tackles this game, which is twice as many tackles as the other 3 centre-backs combined.
That is impressive.
So, all the criticism on one player, I think, was a little bit a little bit out of order in this instance.
Yeah, I kind of agree, although there was one moment on the halfway line where Kylian Mbappe has turned Nicolas Otamendi into a terracotta warrior on the Great Wall of China. Honestly, there was a turn. Nicolas Otamendi here, he looked like something out of Doctor Who. You needed a TARDIS to get back at him, honestly. It was a disaster for him. Mbappe, I've run out of superlatives to describe him. He's ridiculous. He's averaging a goal or an assist every 54 minutes this season for Monaco. Only bettered by my main man, Dries Mertens. Cheers, Dries. But in this game, what can you say? He was in behind. His goal, very poor defending from City. They switched off.
Yeah, they struggled with that ball over the top, didn't they? Fabinho was firing them in all night.
Yeah, they did. Obviously, John Stones made 2 errors leading to goals, so not a good night for him. But Mbappe, 1 goal, 3 shots, 4 dribbles, combined his combination with Bernardo Silva, who was an absolute magician. Looked like he had Velcro feet at times. The ball just didn't leave that left peg. He was ridiculous, completed 21 passes in the final third alone, as well as 6 completed dribbles. Now that is seriously impressive when you combine Falcao, Bernardo Silva and Mbappe. The second leg of this game is going to be absurd.
It's going to be tasty.
Woof. I can't wait to watch it, but what do you guys think the score is going to be? Please let us know in the comments below, because I'm getting overly excited and my heart rate is reaching silly levels. Silly levels.
So silly. Over to Germany now, Joseph, where the game was almost as mental, with Atletico triumphing 4-2 over Leverkusen. I had to have a Steiner to calm the nerves, mate. I'm sure Simeone did after the game as well, but 4 goals all but ensures Atleti's passage to the next round, doesn't it? Particularly as they're pretty watertight at home. They've only conceded 19 goals in La Liga at the Vicente Calderon this season. That is second best to Real Madrid. They actually only conceded 18 for the entirety of last season, so not quite as watertight. But anyway, the signs were pretty ominous from Leverkusen from the offset. They've not made it past the last 16 since 2001/2002. And in the last 7 times they've been behind in European games, they've gone on to lose, Joseph. But the game was a little bit scrappy last night, wasn't it? For all the goals, for all the quality of finishing, a little bit scrappy.
It was a strange one. Look, Diego Simeone and Roger Schmidt's sides both love to counter-attack. We see it in the Bundesliga, we see it in La Liga. They like to absorb pressure and then break out. In this game, none of that. It was long ball central. Bayer Leverkusen actually dominated the ball. They had 62% possession, which will have surprised a lot of people at home. But 25 aerial duels Atletico Madrid won. Bayer won 24. It's a tale of people booting the ball long so that they could then counter-attack against them. Didn't really work out on the night, but you have to say, Roger Schmidt is not going to be a happy bunny, Christopher.
Yes, indeed, Joseph, and he squared the blame firmly at the feet of his defence, particularly Dragovic. That error leading to the Griezmann goal was Sunday League stuff. Now, I did feel a little bit sorry for Leverkusen, because Atleti's numbers were quite frankly ridiculous. They had 11 shots, 7 of them testing the goalkeeper.
Jesus.
Whereas Leverkusen had 14 shots, my friend, and only 4 on target. Now, there was also a couple of Leverkusen players who I didn't think deserved to be on the losing side. Now, we know that the Bundesliga is more so one-on-one. It's about those individual battles as opposed to La Liga, which is about the team unit. And that was evident in the performance of Kevin Campbell and Julian Brandt, who tried 21 take-ons between them and completed 15. So as I mentioned before, I don't think they necessarily deserve to be on the losing side. They were carrying their team. And on a slightly more negative note, 17-year-old debutant Kai Havertz, he made his debut at any level for Leverkusen in this game against a seasoned Atleti. What a time to be thrown in at the deep end.
Not good.
Not good. And
Poor man management.
And Simeone will be the happier manager, won't he, with his team's work on the night?
Definitely the happier manager. I mean, he called it the perfect half, that first half. He said it was smart and clever, and you tend to agree. Obviously, they scored 4 goals. That's the first time they've done that in the Champions League since 1996 in September, where they battered Widzew Lodz 4-1 away. So congratulations, Simeone. But Kevin Gamero was the man in this one, wasn't he? Carried on his good form from the weekend. Of course, got a hat-trick at the weekend. In this game, he got 1 goal, 1 assist. He had 3 key passes, 2 chances created, and he also made 3 dribbles as well as hitting the woodwork. So he was on fire, and they struggled to deal with his and Antoine Griezmann's combinations at times, because Griezmann was pretty good as well, Hamster.
Yes, mate. After last night's antics, he's now Atletico's all-time top goal scorer in the Champions League, overtaking club legend Luis Aragonés on 13, which is quite frankly absurd. And a special mention to my boy Nando,
Fernando.
with that lovely little clipped header to seal the deal. After his 2 against Leganes, the boys finding a bit of form.
Finally.
There's life in the old dog yet.
Well done, Nando. But what do you guys think the reverse leg score is going to be? Hit us up with your predictions in them comments right now, boy.
Why are you doing a Russian accent? Before we go, Giuseppe, let's get in our predictions for tonight's game. So we have Sevilla versus Leicester.
Ooh.
Oh, God, that could be a mauling. And Porto versus Juve. Porto are playing at home. So give me your predictions.
I think the Sevilla-Leicester game might be slightly closer than people expect. I'm going to go for 2-0 Sevilla. I think they'll be right pumped up for this one, Leicester. As for the Porto game, I think Porto will get a goal, but Juve will blow them away. I'm going to go 3-1 to Juventus, Higuain 2, and Dybala nicking 1. What about you?
Very, very specific. I'm going to go 3-1 to Sevilla. I think Jamie Vardy may finally end his duck after
Ooh.
about 600 minutes without a shot on target. I did watch that second half against Millwall though, and if we perform like that, it could be an absolute fucking mauling. And I'm going to go with 2-1 to Juventus. Porto are good at home. They've got a couple of informed players, Andre Silva in particular, and Higuain. I think he's going to put the sword to them. I'm going to go for a Higuain double.
Ooh.
Get your comments in and your predictions below. If you get them right, a shout out on Sunday Vibes. Joe will trawl through all of the comments.
I won't. So that's it for today's special. If you enjoyed this episode, smash the like button and leave a comment letting us know whether we should do it in the future. Also, coming this afternoon, we've got transfer talk with Wayne Rooney, apparently ready to leave Manchester United. Exciting times for the Chinese. But what's happening on Eurofootball Daily, mate?
Well, Patrice is actually interviewing Gary Lineker.
Ooh.
Exclusive. So get on over to EFD to watch that, guys. And as ever, don't forget to like and subscribe to both channels.
Sayonara.